Hey, love, imagine waking up with your specific person texting you first thing in the morning. Just imagine that, because that is what you're going to manifest after this video. And it all has to do with attachments to specific outcomes. So when you think about that, so think about your specific person texting you by tomorrow morning. How easy or how difficult do you feel that is? Do you feel, of course, it makes so much sense why they would message me? Or are you thinking, I have no clue how that's gonna happen. My circumstance is this, my circumstance is that. Now, the only reason that we ever actually have any negative thoughts on this is because we begin to restrict the outcomes based on what our logical mind can think. And so that's an attachment to an outcome. So thinking it's difficult means you are thinking only a few ways can bring you to your manifestation, but that's actually not true. And the more we actually use our logical mind to try to decipher exactly what's going to happen, the more or less, we're actually using our subconscious mind. Meaning, the more we are stressing, having anxiety, or worrying about the how or when, the less we're actually listening or able to receive the divine guidance. So basically, the way to you waking up tomorrow with a text from your specific person is actually reducing the amount of time or effort that you think about it, which I know sounds funny that, oh my gosh, manifestation can actually be easy and effortless. I know, a strange idea, but it actually is your true reality, because the attachment to an outcome, and I'll explain this a little bit more because it may not make complete sense, is thinking that certain things need to occur. So think about it this way. If you think about being in a relationship with your specific person, what do you feel needs to happen in order to make that occur? So, of course, we're probably thinking they need to text me, then they need to call me, then we need to go out on dates, then we need to meet up, all of that. We think all of these are circumstances or conditions that need to be met in order to bring us to our relationship with our specific person. But the more conditions you are actually setting, the harder it actually seems for this manifestation to occur. Because no one is saying that you can't wake up tomorrow with a text from your specific person. And honestly, you are going to wake up tomorrow with this text, come back to this video and comment how awesome and amazing it was. But it all has to do with pulling our mind away from thinking of how it's going to happen, because that literally does not matter. And again, the more you actually lose, or the more you use, your logical mind, the less you're going to be using your subconscious, and the less you are actually allowing it to automatically come into our reality. Because when we attach to a specific outcome, we begin to think that it's not going in the way that we want. So think about it this way. If you are having a date with your specific person and you massively attach the outcome of being in a relationship to this date, if this date gets canceled, you're absolutely devastated, right? Think of a time that this might have occurred to you, because it actually is going to occur to every single person in manifestation, unless you're just automatically born with this gift to not worry about it. But most of the time we think A, B, C needs to happen in order for me to be in a relationship. But A, B, and C, whatever you put in for those sequences, those variables, they actually don't need to occur at all. And so when we don't see them happening, as long as we are not worrying about the how, it's not going to matter. So if you think I need to text my specific person, call them, go on a date with them, and then we're going to be in a relationship, you have thus created that. And if your specific person wants to come into your life tomorrow and ask you to marry them, your mind is going to totally miss it. And I know it sounds crazy, but you will actually completely miss this outcome, think it's not true, think it's not real, and you'll attempt to self-sabotage it just because you feel A, B, and C need to happen. So quit or let go of how it should be, okay? Whenever you say the word should, that should be an alarm that you want to get out of that phrase or that thinking immediately. Because whenever we think about the word should, we're actually making it seem like we need to be someplace else, right? Because to wake up tomorrow morning with the text from your specific person, they should text you tonight, or they should come back into contact, or there's a million different shoulds that we could have right now. And so don't should all over yourself, right? That's what I think a Tony Robbins idea happens. Because should is something that absolutely destroys and kills our divine guidance and kills our gratitude, kills our positive, abundant thinking. Literally, you limit yourself so much by thinking you should be someplace else, because whenever you should be someplace, right, you're never in the right place. And you could always be better. You could always see or have higher successes, right? So you could be like, I should have already received the message, but is that really going to get us into the state of already being with our specific person, right? Absolutely not. It's actually going to make us feel worse, because manifestation, or law of assumption, is all about how we feel. So how are you feeling when you state that? When you say, I should be there, I should do this, I should do that, name a time that felt good, right? And you're going to say absolutely never. So when you're saying should, this is a secret way that your mind is actually attaching to a specific outcome. And so we need to let go of all our shoulds. It's kind of the same way as saying but. Like if you say, my specific person texts me, but we're not calling each other. Oh, my specific person's calling me, but we're not on a date. Oh, we're dating, but we're not married. You could literally say but and ruin all of your abundant, magnificent success stories that you've already created just by focusing on but, right? And this is the same thing with should. Whenever you say should, it completely alters and changes and messes up your internal state. So no more should, no more buts, no more attachments to specific outcomes, because it is only causing you to feel worried about the situation. And a way that you can almost imagine this is, imagine you're driving to the airport, and every single time in the past you've driven to the airport, you've seen the pharmacy, you've seen the supermarket, you've seen the zoo. Okay, so imagine that's you. If you were then driving to the airport and you didn't see any of those, what's going through your mind? Your mind's going to immediately start second guessing everything that's happening. Like, are we actually going to the airport? This makes no sense. How come it's not? I should be seeing this. I should be seeing that, right? All of that you feel should be occurring, but in reality, you took a quicker route to get there, right? So that's the same thing happening in our reality. The more you think you have to pass the supermarket, have to pass the zoo, have to pass the pharmacy, the more you are setting these circumstances and conditions on your reality and actually causing it to kind of, I don't want to say mess it up, because you could never mess up your manifestation, but you're making it more and more difficult, because in reality, your specific person is going to text you tomorrow morning and all of your worries, all of your fears are literally going to completely evaporate just based on that. But I'm going to give you a quick little exercise if you are feeling worried or fearful about your manifestation. And let's say you do have all of these like thoughts and circumstances and conditions on your desire, and you're like, I don't know how to get rid of them. So we're going to play a little role reversal game. And so what you're going to do, instead of being you, you're going to act as the universe, act as your subconscious mind, act as your higher self, or act as God, whoever you want to put in that place. And you're going to look at everything happening in your reality, and you're going to write ways in which you can bring or manifest the text tomorrow morning based on your current circumstances, okay? And I know it's almost like I wish we could talk right now and you could give me those circumstances so I could basically tell you this is how you're going to do it or that's how you're going to do it. But I want you to write 10 of them down. So 10 ways right here and right now that your specific person can text you, or you can wake up to a good morning text by them. And I'll give you just like a generic example of this. So imagine your specific person is in another state, in another country, across the world. So one way that you can write down is that they decided to come back home to visit their family, to visit you, and they text you tomorrow morning telling you they are back in town and they want to see you. That's just one example. And I want you to write 10, okay? So even if it's long distance, you could imagine maybe their friends text them to come back in town. Maybe they are visiting for a couple weeks. Maybe they're completely moving back. Like, act as your universe that you can manipulate change and cause anything to happen. What are 10 ways in which you could bring your specific person to you right now? And I'm being serious. Take out a piece of paper and start writing. It doesn't matter what circumstance. It doesn't matter. Let's say a third party too. What are ways that the third party could be resolved or changed and they could come to you instead? Like you you have no limits. I was going to say your imagination is the limit, and there is no limit on your imagination. So you literally have no limits. But seriously, write down 10 ways in which your specific person can text you tomorrow morning. You can wake up to that message to them. And this is going to have a crucial effect in your manifestation because it's going to give you this abundant thinking. And I know it sounds strange because we just talked about your logical mind not placing an outcome on it. But when you realize that there's an infinite amount, your mind's no longer going to care about it. Okay? Because I'm sure if when you write down 10 of these ways in which your specific person's going to text you tomorrow morning, I'm sure you don't care how each of them happen. I'm sure you'd be like, you know what? Pick the universe, pick any of those at random. I'm fine with any of these taking me to my specific person. And so that's the power of your manifestation. Also, to really instill this belief and make sure that you are one of the people absolutely manifesting in this video, because I know there will be people who wake up to their specific person, or a text from their specific person tomorrow morning, literally guaranteed by actively doing this out. But to set the intention, after giving a thumbs up on this video, I want you to comment, I am waking up to a text from my specific person. And just in case you may not fully believe me, I'm going to put up a success story that talks about how someone went from years of manifesting to manifesting instantly just by following my video. So this is what they wrote. They wrote, Kyle, since I started watching you, I manifested texts, 2 dates, and a wonderful evening. Cannot believe this. Guys, it actually works. After a year and a half of nothing, just wanted to tell you all, keep up the work. So this person, by watching, following my advice, manifested literally after a year and a half of nothing. Think about that. Think about how that defies all of your logical mind and all of your reasoning and logic, right? Thinking that you can go literally a year and a half, watch my videos, see my channel, try it out, literally try out like this exact technique I'm talking about and literally manifest all of this. This totally defies logic, which makes sense. Let go of your logical mind and allow your reality to bring you exactly what you want. So literally take out your manifestation journal. Let me get mine out. Take out your journal, write this down. 10 ways in which your specific person, no matter the circumstances, overcoming all of these circumstances, can message you and have you wake up to a text message from your specific person tomorrow morning. If you did have any questions on this or know for a fact that you are going to manifest your specific person, just comment them below. Remember, you can also reach out to me on my website at kyleaugustcoaching.com. And I almost forgot, I'm actually going live today at 1 p.m. Eastern time for all of my members. So if you want to talk more about waking up to that text from your specific person, click the link in the description and I'll see you at 1 p.m.